Hello everyone, this is Nimish. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to review the movie Love Action Drama starring Nivin Pauly, Nayantara, Ajju Varghese, directed by Dhyan Srinivasan, the brother of Vineet Srinivasan, son of legendary actor Srinivasan, who is also a very talented kid. And coming together of Nivin Pauly and Nayantara, two biggest superstars of the South film industry in general. They are known everywhere in all the film industries. That's why I said South. They're coming together with this talented creative director and team. Seem to be a very exciting project, a much awaited project, and the makers claim that it is a successful film that is still running in theaters all this while. But obviously that is far from the truth, because this movie, it is just, there's just so many questions. Like, there's so many questions I have. The first question is, why is this movie titled Love Action Drama? Because this movie doesn't really portray any of those genres perfectly and in a good way or in a touching way. Neither does the love touch you, nor does the action entertain you, nor does the drama live up to any expectation. So really, that's just, I don't know why they titled that. It should have been titled something like comedy trying to be funny, some some nonsense like that, or something completely different. The next question I have is, how did the actors who are such big superstars, generally known for selecting good script and creative content, come together for this particular movie? There could have been so many offers. There should have been and would have been so many different offers offered to them individually, together. They could have come for a much better project than this one. Not sure why they picked this particular story. Either it was the trust in the Srinivasan family that they laid, or the trust in themselves and their fans that, whatever we do, this will be a cheerful sort of comedy that will work. But again, that was not the case. It could have been a much better collaboration, and I wish it was a much better collaboration than what it is right now. The third thing I want to say about this movie is that obviously we know Nivin Pauly's comedy timing is absolutely unbeatable right now in the younger lot of the entire South film industry. I cannot think of another person in the entire Southern film industry who is as good as him, as natural as him, as spontaneous as him, and as sort of last minute and in the moment that he is. Because you know that he hasn't rehearsed it, you know that he hasn't prepped too much for it, you know he's very natural, you know that the director cannot give him that much perfect direction in terms of what to do. It's mostly in terms of comedies. This is the scene, this is what we try to say in the scene, so go crazy kind of a thing. And that's how Nivin Pauly is very, very good at it, and you can clearly make out while watching the movie that most of the things that he's done is just spontaneous stuff. The team has just let him do what he needs to do to make it funny, and he has actually succeeded in many places in the movie to make the people and the audience laugh even more than Ajju Varghese, which is a great achievement, because Ajju is known for his comedy and is a basically started out as a comedian. So that's a huge thing, and he's sort of like the Govinda of Bollywood, where you could just tell him the scene, do it, and he does it and takes it to the next level altogether. However, there's only so much the actor can do, when the main story is not engaging enough, not entertaining enough, when the dialogues barely have anything funny, then there's only so much the actor can do with his expressions and body language and nuances that they add to make it funny. So even though his comic timing is great and he did a good job, it really doesn't take the movie any higher than it can ever be. It's sort of, the movie at the script level has hit a ceiling so low that you cannot do anything about it. So in general, there's just nothing to discuss about the story. The direction is surprising, because I think, I've watched Dhyan's first movie. I'm not sure if it was Adi Kya Pyare Kutamani, because he probably acted in that. But I think I've watched, a couple of his works, whether as an actor or as a director. I think he directed one movie before. And he's obviously a very talented person, we know that. And Vinny Srinivasan is very talented, Nivin Pauly is very talented, and these guys are friends. Aju Varghese also is part of the gang. They're all friends, they come together and they want to have fun, and they have given us some great movies in the past. Oru Vadakan Selfie was one of them, and somehow this time around it didn't work that well. It more so seemed like they are also busy growing as actors, that they wanted to come and have fun with each other and just make something on the spot. Just they don't have a script. It's just it's just, let's come together, let's start a movie, let's make a movie about this boy. He's troubled, he's drinking, let's shoot some 5 scenes, then we'll figure out what happens next, kind of a thing. So it a little more effort would have made all the fans happy. All the fans of all these people would have been very happy to see the comeback of this group together, the collaboration with Nayantara. They've also tried to enter Tamil territory with a lot of Tamil dialogues and things, and it a couple of Tamil actors in there could have been a good bilingual of sorts, or could have worked in both industries equally if they had sort of worked a little more rather than just sailing through and cruising through with a very very sort of basic story. In fact, some of the other comedies which I don't think were hits at all were far more entertaining in the Malayalam film industry than this one. One example that comes to mind is a movie called Husbands in Goa. Now, sometimes I watch movies because they are streaming very easily on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and they pop up, and I have no patience to search or buy the movies or get it on some other streaming platform like Hotstar or anywhere else that I have to search for it. So sometimes I end up watching random movies like Husbands in Goa. But even Husbands in Goa was more entertaining, engaging, and interesting to watch than love action drama. And that, I don't know if Husbands in Goa was a hit or not, but I'm just saying that kind of tells you how this movie did not at all live up to any expectations. Now, I knew that the movie had mixed reviews, so I didn't go in with big expectations, but I was still expecting a movie. This didn't even feel like a movie. It just felt like a bunch of scenes put together and a bunch of random performances, a lot of open subplots that never get an ending, and bunch of jokes that did not work for a non-Malayali speaker or a non-Tamil speaker. It For us it did not work, and having watched quite a few comedies, I can say that some comedies do work, and with the element of physicality and slapstick that has been used in love action drama, it should not be bound. It's really not bound by the fact that it is a language based comedy. The Mohanlal comedies that he was famous for when he was young are a little different because those heavily rely on the dialogue more than his body language or extreme expressions. Those are situational comedies where even a word, a comeback response, all these things in the language add the humor to a huge extent. Similarly, with I think some of the Sivakarthikeyan movies and other movies in Tamil of those superstars, if you know the language, you laugh 10 times more than if you don't know the language. But this movie, I don't think was defined by that. There was no situation that was funny. There was no, the whole movie setup wasn't funny. So it didn't really rely on the dialogues or anything to make it funny. It was a lot of physicality used by Nivin and expressions to make the audience laugh, which is where I laughed. But otherwise, it really didn't work, as I'm saying for the 20th or 30th time in this video. So I am going with 1 star for love action drama because nothing is in place, and something should have been in place by this very talented team and collaboration. Let me know what you guys think. I know that a couple of my Malayali friends actually laughed away because Nivin Pauly was so funny in this movie, and that's fine. But other than that, I don't know if this movie is actually a success or it worked or not. But this is what I thought as a non-Malayali speaker with regards to love action drama. I hope you like this review. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep watching for more.